All right, I'm here with Mr. Godwin Komone, a.k.a. Godons.
The comedy Berlusconi.
That's right. Tell us, Godon, how did you get started?
Well, there are two categories of comedians. We have comedians who are naturally gifted, and we have those who learn the art. I think by the grace of God, we fall in the class of those that are gifted naturally. So if you are a gifted comedian naturally, you do comedy anytime, because it's just like passion, and something you feel incomplete if you don't do it. But I started doing it professionally like 5 years ago when I came into the industry, and I started here. That's how it was.
What influenced you to get into professional comedy?
Okay, I was doing music before comedy. I was doing what's called music comedy. So the organizers of Night of 1,000 saw it and said, hey, instead of you doing music and comedy together, you can do comedy separately, or music separately. And I didn't know comedy was now lucrative as at that time. So I decided to give it a try. Since then, I think I've not regretted.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. So, in other words, if you weren't doing comedy today, you would do it music, is that right?
I'll be pastoral.
Pastoral. Talking about pastoral, I read your comments in one of the dailies where you talked about the fact that there's nothing like gospel comedy. And looking at what you've done, you have this line, this slogan, Hallelujah. Well, how would you comment on the fact that you talk about gospel stuff, you talk about the ministry, you talk about Hallelujah, and you use such lines, but you still don't think that what you do is gospel comedy?
Okay, don't get it twisted. What I'm trying to say is, don't try to paint a particular thing with religious paint. Don't say, okay, this guy's a gospel comedian. A comedian is a comedian. Okay. We don't have gospel food or gospel clothes, but we have clothes, we have food, we have cars, and we have Christians who drives or eat these things. So what I'm trying to say is, I'm a comedian first. I'm a comedian. Right. But before I became a comedian, I am a Christian. So you have a Christian who is a comedian. I don't know if you understand. You have a Christian who is a comedian. That's why I try as much as possible to keep it clean and pure, because I belong to a kingdom. So when you hear me say hallelujah, I'm only trying to behave like all those Freemason people, that I belong to a kingdom where this language is legal and it's very important to us. That's what I'm trying to say. If not, if you just say I'm a gospel comedian, it therefore means that those who are in the corporate firm, people who are Muslims, will not be able to use me for their event. Because that will just mean that, okay, this guy is a gospel comedian, he's coming to tell us about Jesus. I don't know if you understand. But I've been able to package myself as a comedian first. But that doesn't mean I'm not a Christian. I'm a Christian, and when it is necessary for me to bring that kingdom thing out, I bring it out. So when I'm with church folks, I'm with church folks. And I know this is church. And I know the language of the church. But when I'm outside the church, I try as much as possible to live the church outside the words of the church. So that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Okay. And your music career, as it is, do you see yourself venturing into the music industry in Nigeria? And if you do, what genre of music would you be going into?
I started doing Afrocentric a long time. I've been in music for like 12, 14 years. Wow. You know, I still love music. As a matter of fact, my second album is out. It's going to be out by next month. I still love music.
What's the title?
It's Grace to Grace.
Grace to Grace.
Yes. I love music. And I'll always be a musician, so to speak. But you see, I'm a man with diverse gifts and calling. What will you call it? If you give me a microphone to preach, by the grace of God, I would like to preach. If you give me some other things to do, I would like to do. But I have the gift in preaching, in motivational speaking, in dancing, singing, comedy, fashion, and all kind of things. So, but I'm only trying to major on comedy and music for now.
Interesting. Can you tell us a bit about your background? Like, what did you study?
No, I don't have a background. I just have ground. No background for now, of course. It's a different thing when you have a background. I don't even know how I started,
Okay.
you know, but just in case you want to know, my name first of all is Komone Godwin.
Right.
I'm from Delta State.
Right.
I'm an Robo by tribe. I grew up in Warri. I went to Delta State University. Before then, I was in Nana College, and of course, I did my primary school education in Nana College. All right, and I'm born into a family of, how many are we now? I don't know. I have to call to confirm because my father just keep giving birth per second. As at the time I left for we were like 18. I don't know now because I have not seen for a long time and nobody's talking to me. My father has a habit of going somewhere. If he goes to Lagos, he will bring money and a child home. He goes to Port Harcourt, bring money and a child home. So we have just been in that department like that. So honestly speaking, but I'm the first of all of that. I don't know if you're 20 or 25. And my parents are divorced. They separated when I was yet to be 3 months, you know. They live differently. They have their own kids and everything together, but I'm just the one in the middle trying to move the church to the permanent side. You get it? That in place, I'm a musician, I'm a comedian, a fashion designer, an event compare, you know, and on and on, on and on. So, what else you want to see or want to hear?
Interesting.